He flashed his crooked smile, then said, I lit up like a Christmas tree, Hazy Grace. The lining of my chest, my left hip, my liver, everywhere. Everywhere. That word hung in the air a while. We both knew what it meant. I got up, dragging my body and the cart across carpet that was older than Augustus would ever be. And I knelt at the base of the chair and put my head in his lap and hugged him by the waist. He was stroking my hair. I'm so sorry, I said. I'm sorry I didn't tell you, he said, his voice calm. Your mom must know. The way she looked at me. My mom must have just told her or something. I should have told you. It was stupid, selfish. I knew why he hadn't said anything, of course. The same reason I hadn't wanted him to see me in the ICU. I couldn't be mad at him for even a moment. And only now that I loved the grenade did I understand the foolishness of trying to save others from my own impending fragmentation. I couldn't unlove Augustus Waters, and I didn't want to. It's not fair, I said. It's just so goddamn unfair. The world, he said, is not a wish-granting factory. And then he broke down. Just for one moment, his sob roaring impotent like a clap of thunder unaccompanied by lightning. The terrible ferocity that amateurs in the field of suffering might mistake for weakness. Then he pulled me to him, his face inches from mine, resolved. I'll fight it. I'll fight it for you. Don't you worry about me, Hazy Grace. I'm okay. I'll find a way to hang around and annoy you for a long time. I was crying, but even then he was strong, holding me tight so that I could see the sinewy muscles of his arms wrapped around me as he said, I'm sorry, you'll be okay, it'll be okay, I promise, and smiled his crooked smile. He kissed my forehead, and then I felt his powerful chest deflate just a little. I guess I had a hamartia after all. After a while, I pulled him over to the bed and we lay there together as he told me they'd started palliative, palliative, palliative chemo. But he gave it up to go to Amsterdam, even though his parents were furious. They'd tried to stop him right up until that morning, when I heard him screaming that his body belonged to him. We could have rescheduled, I said. No, we couldn't have, he answered. Anyway, it wasn't working. I could tell it wasn't working, you know? I know it. It's just bullshit. The whole thing, I said. They'll try something else when I get home. They've always got a new idea. Yeah, I said, having been the experimental pincushion myself. I kind of conned you into believing you were falling in love with a healthy person, he said. I shrugged. I'd have done the same to you. No, you wouldn't. But we can all be as awesome as you. He kissed me, then grimaced. Does it hurt? I asked. No, just. He stared at the ceiling for a long time before saying, I like this world. I like drinking champagne. I like not smoking. I like the sound of Dutch people speaking Dutch. And now, I don't even get a battle. I don't get a fight. You get to battle cancer. Battle cancer, I said. That is your battle. And you'll keep fighting, I told him. I hated it when people tried to build me up to prepare for battle. But I did it to him. Anyway, you'll live your best life today. This is your word now. I despised myself for the cheesy sentiment. But what else did I have? Some war. He said dismissively. What am I at war with? My cancer. And what is my cancer? My cancer is me. The tumors are made of me. They're made of me as sure as my brain and my heart are made of me. It is a civil war, Hazel Grace. We're a predetermined winner. Gus, I said. I couldn't say anything else. He was too smart for the kinds of solace I could offer. Okay, he said. But it wasn't. After a moment, he said, If we go to the Rijksmuseum, which I really wanted to do, but who are we kidding? Neither of us can walk through a museum. But anyway, I looked at the collection online before we left. If you were to go, and hopefully someday you will, you'll see a lot of paintings of dead people. You see Jesus on the cross, and you see a dude getting stabbed in the neck, and you'd see people dying at sea and in battle and parade of martyrs, but not one single cancer kid. Nobody biting it from the plague or smallpox or yellow fever or whatever, because there is no glory in illness. There is no meaning to it. There is no honor in dying off. Abraham Maslow, I present to you Augustus Waters, whose existential curiosity dwarfed that of his well-fed, well-loved, healthy brethren, while the mass of men went on leading thoroughly unexamined lives of monstrous consumption. Augustus Waters examined the collection of the Rijksmuseum from afar. What? Augustus asked after a while. Nothing, I said. I couldn't finish the sentence. Didn't know how to. I'm just very, very fond of it. He smiled with half his mouth. His nose inches from mine. The feeling is mutual. I don't suppose you can forget about it and treat me like I'm not dying. I don't think you're dying, I said. I think you've just got a touch of cancer. He smiled. Gallows humor. I'm on a roller coaster that only goes up, he said, and it is my privilege and my responsibility to ride all the way up with you. I said, would it be absolutely ludicrous to try to make up? There is no try, I said. There is only do.